Hi folks, how's it going? It's James here. Welcome to just a quick video. Just wanted to update you on a few purchases. I had some Christmas money this year, and it's quite interesting. You know, when I'm spending my own money, I just tend to spend it on, you know, blind buys and just impulse purchases. But when you're given a bit of money, you tend to, or I tend to, look around and, you know, look for things that I actually really want, things that have been on my wish list for a while. So all these records fall into that category. So I picked up a copy of Obscured by Clouds by Pink Floyd, which is a record that I've never actually owned on vinyl before. This is a reissue. The Floyd reissues came out a few years ago now, didn't they? I picked up a fair few of them. I picked up Piper and Sorts of Secrets. This has been remastered from the original tapes by James Guthrie, who was Pink Floyd's sound engineer, I think from The Wall onwards. Yeah, I mean, he seems to know what he's doing. Also, Bernie Grumman as well, which is a name that I've learnt since becoming part of the vinyl community. Great album. It's kind of looser and funkier than the Pink Floyd that you're used to. I think in the sequence it comes before Dark Side of the Moon. Does it come after Medal? I'm not sure. It comes from that kind of early 1970s period. It was a soundtrack to a movie called La Vallée, and like I said, it's quite kind of funky, laid back, quite hard rocking in places as well. Interesting record, one that I've been wanting to get on vinyl for many years, so I thought I'd finally jump in and get that. This next one I've got John Bellamy to thank, because he sent me an email and said, are you aware of this? And I wasn't, and it was so cheap. I think it was £9 or something crazy, and it's a beautiful Dr. John compilation of its kind of early stuff, really. I mean, it goes back to the early 1970s, so you've got things like Mama Roo, which is from Gree. I've got that on vinyl anyway, and Tipatina is on here. But there's all sorts of stuff that I didn't know, tracks that go kind of right back into the mists of time, you know, Zuzu Man. Quitters Never Win actually is from Decisively Bonnaroo, so that's from the kind of early 1970s. It's on this Now label. But it just sounds tremendous, this record. It's really good, and it's dirt cheap. So if you fancy a bit of that old New Orleans funk with Matt Rebennack, Dr. John, pick this up, 180 gram vinyl.
Confuse them, abuse them, misuse them, and lose them if you don't maintain it. That a woman will make you a stone. You don't go by the rules that teach you Sunday school. You don't care because you just a square. Come from Delaware. You're just a square. From Delaware.
Superb. Right, this next one was an absolute no-brainer for me. I've been wanting to get my hands on a copy of it for so long. So when I got this Christmas money, I was like, right, okay, the time is right. I need to get a copy of Arthur by the Kinks, and this is a really lovely reissue on thick cardboard stock, as we say. There's the fantastic gatefold, inner lyrics, and let's have a look at the label. Anything interesting? Kinks custom label. I've loved this album for so many years. I used to have all the Kinks discography on MP3 on an iPod, which has now died a death, and I'm slowly starting to piece together the Kinks collection. This comes from 1969. It's got Victoria on it, Shangri-La, Brainwashed, Australia, just an absolutely dynamite late 1960s Kinks album, and yeah, just had to get that. So thrilled to have it on vinyl at last. And the final one today, I bought this a while ago and it took a while to arrive, but this is an album that I've been looking for. Really hard to get an OG. This is Curtis by Curtis Mayfield, so thought I would jump in and get the reissue. The picture on the back, he looks like he might be in North Wales somewhere. That's kind of doubtful somehow. Nice picture of Curtis on the inside. Beautiful stuff. This has got Get Down on it. and it is his first solo album, not entirely sure, but it sounds fantastic, and yet again just great to have it on vinyl. There's the label. So yeah, so that's how I decided to blow my Christmas money. So there's one thing I wanted to quickly show you before I went, and that's some VCLT that I had from Richard McCook. Richard has been educating me in the ways of T-Rex, and he sent me a wonderful copy of Electric Warrior a while ago, which is the album that has Get It On it. So yeah, definitely a very important, influential record for Mark Bolan. It's the one which saw him transmuting from this weird kind of hippie elf into an absolutely massive pop star, in the UK at least, and just great to have it for the collection. There's a couple of gaps now in my T-Rex collection, but they are slowly being filled, and thanks to the efforts of Richard, they're being filled quicker than they would be otherwise. So there we go, that's your lot, and I'll be back hopefully before too long. I've got a huge pile of second-hand pickups to show you, so at some point down the line, before too long, I'll be back and show you those. So take care folks, hope you're all well, see you soon, bye bye.